I'm gonna teach you how to fix the overpull in the snatch, and we're gonna start right now. What's up, everybody? It's Dane Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in learning how to be more explosive, how to master the Olympic lifts, how to become a better athlete so that you can compete a little bit better, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you ring that notification bell so that we can help you become a champion. So we've all seen the weightlifters on social media and YouTube and on Instagram, Facebook, and in the back room or even on the platform at a competition saying, the weight was just too light, I need a little bit more weight on the bar. That's why I missed it behind me, it was too light. And we've seen coaches actually listen to these athletes and put more weight on the bar, only to see these athletes almost break their neck with the bar overhead, or to jump back 6 feet and still miss that bar forward or loop that bar back behind. And we've got to understand, why does this happen? Most of these athletes are going to say, oh man, I overpulled it. I overpulled the snatch. And we've got to recognize, what the heck is the overpull? So in reality, the overpull is simply a poor execution of technique, but we like to make ourselves feel better and act as though, well, it was okay, the bar was just a little light, that's why we missed it. And we forget, guys like Lasha warm up with 50 kilos. He's not overpulling 50 kilos even when he snatches 220 plus. Okay, so we've got to recognize, what are the technical issues at hand? And that first big one is that we've got to recognize, we're gonna see lifters that tend to get up on their toes a little bit early. They struggle to hold that flat foot, and they struggle to even clear their knees back right off the floor. So they get onto their toes a little bit early, which makes that pull a little bit out of position. And then they've got to do something with their trunk by throwing their head back, throwing their center of mass back to try to save that lift. That second big aspect is there's no knee reciprocation. So what does that mean? If we can think about when a weightlifter pulls off the floor, their knees will clear back to where their knees are over their feet. So if we can think about when a weightlifter pulls off the floor, the knees will clear back so that the knee is directly over the heels. Think about someone like Jin Chung Kuo, Norik Vardanian, Yuri Vardanian, these very top-notch technical models. Their knees will clear back. Now that knee reciprocation that we see is lacking when we have an overpuller is that the knees don't come forward when the bar goes through no man's land. So when the bar goes through no man's land, the knees need to push forward while the chest stays forward and the feet stay flat. So if there's no knee reciprocation, now the knees stay back for too long, the bar is forward for too long of a period, and the chest goes way back, leading to the overpull. That third aspect, which we mentioned a little bit already, is the center of mass is displaced. So the trunk is that center of mass. And when we see weightlifters throw their head back, they throw their center of mass back. So what happens is when that center of mass gets behind the bar really early, or behind the hips really early, the weightlifter tends to jump back 4, 5, 6 inches. And what ends up happening is a lot of guys who tend to jump back will end up missing behind, or they'll catch a little forward and they'll try and run it down on the platform. So we've got to recognize that when that center of mass gets too far behind the bar early, that's when we're going to see that overpull, and that leads to poor execution of the finish. That final key aspect that we're going to be looking for is, are they jumpers? So what does that mean? Weightlifters that tend to jump their feet all over the place, they have poor connection with the bar. They feel like they're being really explosive because they're jumping all over the place, they're stomping on the platform, they sound explosive. They might feel explosive, but what ends up happening is they have that poor connection with the bar, and the bar's going all over the place, their body's going all over the place, they're erratic, and so is their technique. They tend to miss that bar behind, and then they think, all I've got to do is put more weight on. So as coaches and weightlifters, what can we do to fix that overpull? That first key aspect is establish a technical model, and then when you establish that technical model, you start to correlate proper feelings with that technical model. So you should be looking for weightlifters who don't jump back, who don't overpull, who aren't inconsistent. Athletes like Lasha, Jin Chun Kuo, Lu Xiaojun, all these weightlifters that have pretty simple movement, but it's very, very repetitive over and over again. They've got really good connection with the platform, and they connect on that finish into that catch on a regular basis. That second key is to do more technical work between 60 and 80%. Oftentimes, weightlifters that tend to overpull are high wired. They want to go for broke every day in training. They want to throw the bar all over the place. They want tons and tons of weight on the bar because they're super aggressive individuals, and that's perfectly fine. But they should be doing more technical work to make their movement more consistent and more repetitive. If we do more technical work, now we can start to associate those technical errors with feelings, and we can make progress from a technical perspective. That third big fix, and this is an exercise that will fix your overpull almost immediately, is to do no feet snatches. And so what is a no feet snatch? Try to put your feet in the position that they're in when you're catching a snatch. Put your feet in that position right off the floor so that you pull with your feet in the catch position, and you can plantar flex your feet, but you cannot move them backwards, forward, side to side. They're already in the catch position. So the whole purpose is that the pull is as controlled as possible. You're connected with the finish, and you make a very good, strong catch position that becomes a repetitive aspect to your snatch technique. So make sure you find that good technical model. You do a ton of technical work between 60 and 80%, and you work on those no feet snatches. If you want more information about Olympic weightlifting, click on this card right here. Make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. That stuff means a lot to the growth of our channel. Until next time, guys, peace.